want to start off with the word Arafel. What does it mean and why is it so important to the Dune universe? But before we can answer that, there's going to be major spoilers for the books, so you have been warned. This is going to have spoilers for the books of Dune as well as Dune Messiah. The word Arafel comes from the Hebrew word meaning fog or dark fog, often used in reference to the apocalypse or the end of humanity, in which the world will be consumed in a darkness, a dark fog, aka the world will be consumed by Arafel. In the Dune universe, humanity almost faced an apocalyptic extinction during the war against the thinking machines, aka the Butlerian Jihad, but thankfully humanity was able to come together, stop the thinking machines, and ban all smart technology. But now, as we're seeing throughout the first season of Dune Prophecy, there's a lot of characters who've been getting this prescient vision of the machine eyes of Arafel. These prescient visions are very important, and we're going to dive into exactly what they mean a little bit later in the video. But the reason I'm calling these eyes the eyes of Arafel is we're seeing these machine eyes and we hear the machine sound effects as it's surrounded by total darkness. And the main theme across the Dune books, the movies, and the TV show is that Arafel symbolizes the culmination of humanity's reliance on technology and how ultimately it will be our own downfall. Because even though humanity defeated the thinking machines and banned all thinking machine technology, we see that Dune Prophecy, which is set 10,000 years before the main Dune storyline, the race of people known as the Ixians are still using forbidden thinking machines. We saw this in the first episode when Pruitt Richezes was using a thinking machine as a toy, and we saw it most recently in episode 4 of Dune Prophecy when an Ixian was actually selling a thinking machine to the rebels, and we see various other members of the Landsrat using thinking machines throughout the episode, which is why even though the humans defeated the thinking machines, the threat of Arafel, the threat of the end of humanity at the hands of thinking machines is still here because they're still using it. The Ixians are still creating different thinking machines with the ability to cause mass destruction to human lives. I've also noticed that throughout Dune Prophecy, every time we see a thinking machine, whether it's its eyes, its sensors, it's always emanating the same blue lights in the same hue as the eyes of Arafel, further linking the thinking machines to the reckoning, which is just the Sisterhood's way of saying Arafel or the apocalypse. Now, back during the war against the thinking machines had gotten to the point where they were able to combine humans and machines, creating a whole new race of special individuals that were half human, half machine, like Vorian Atreides' father Agamemnon. And as dangerous as that may be, imagine now in the current affairs of Dune Prophecy, or even later on in the main Dune universe, humanity was evolving. We learned in Dune Prophecy that Sister Rakella first started getting her skills as a Bene Gesserit during the war against the thinking machines, and that was her ability to access her genetic memory. A couple generations later, Valia Harkonnen can now use the voice, showing how humanity has been evolving. Now imagine someone with the abilities of a Bene Gesserit getting infused with the machine, creating a whole new, more powerful thinking machine that has the ability to manipulate their genetics or even use the voice against humanity. We see how the Bene Gesserit already feel like humanity needs to be guided. Now imagine an AI thinking they know what's best and they have the ability to back it up. And we're even seeing the idea of it hinted at in Dune Prophecy, with the Sisterhood's AI in Nehru having access to their genetic codex, as well as the AI thinking machine directly challenging Tula's authority. Granted, it ultimately listened to her, but what happens when the AI no longer listens to the person in charge and it has the codex? That would give this new thinking machine the ability to track down almost everyone in the known universe. But the main thing of Dune is the fact that we as humans can evolve, and ultimately it's through our own evolution that we're going to guarantee our own survival. And in this sense, prescience plays a major role in this. Prescience in the Dune universe is the ability to see potential alternate futures or see correct futures. And we know in Dune there's no magic or special abilities, it's all human evolution. So think of prescience as not like the innate ability to just magically see the future, but as the human mind expands to the point where we could do super complex computations. That's how we have certain people in the Dune universe that use spice for various reasons, creating mentats. And we see the mentats able to do complex computations in a matter of seconds, which is why humanity, even though they don't have thinking machines or AI, they're able to navigate through the stars because of the mentats' abilities to do such complex computations. In that same vein, think of prescience as the exact same thing. A human mind using advanced statistical analysis to identify patterns, anticipate behavior, and forecast upcoming events, to predict potential future outcomes, causation, risk exposure, and so many other variables. And that's what prescience is. So if you tie that in with your genetic memory, you start to understand the past a lot better, and it helps to shape your future, which is what both the Bene Gesserit and the Bene Telax want. But they just have different methodologies of achieving this. The Bene Gesserit decide to go with a breeding program to create the Kwisatz Haderach. That's their solution to Arafel, creating a being that's able to create the best possible outcome for humanity. While on the flip side, the Bene Telax are using genetic engineering to create golas as well as face dancers as their methodology for addressing the same exact threat, stopping Arafel by evolving humanity. Both of them want to avoid Arafel. They both want to avoid humanity's extinction, but what the Bene Gesserit end up creating though is the Kwisatz Haderach. For those of you who've only seen the movies, major spoilers ahead because we're going to dive into the book. And the book God Emperor of Dune has one of the most important lines when it comes to Arafel throughout the entirety of all the Dune books. And that line is, "Do not fear the Ixians. They can make machines, but they can no longer make Arafel. I know. I was there." That comes from the mouth of Leto Atreides, Paul Atreides' son, who himself fused with the Shai-Hulud, the giant sandworm, to stop this possible future from happening. The books get a little weird, so I'm not going to focus too deep on him becoming a sandworm, but you do notice that all the visions of Arafel are always followed by the sandworm, linking this prophecy to the God Emperor. If you've only seen the Dune movies, you might think Paul was the Kwisatz Haderach. No, it's actually his son Leto who's the one that's leading humanity down the golden path to avoid extinction. Using his genetic memory that he's had access to since he was in the womb, Leto was able to come up with a strategy called the Golden Path to ensure humanity's survival no matter what comes their way.
I do see a way. There is a narrow way through.
And that's going to be his way to stop Arafel, by making sure humanity can survive any apocalyptic incident. And the way Leto does this is by being the son of Paul Atreides. He inherits the throne of the universe and he oppresses the entire known universe for over 3,000 years. I'm talking full dictator Kim Jong-un style, like straight monopoly on everything, spice, space travel, you name it. He put everyone in the same clothes, the same looking house, and he stifled the hell out of humanity. Also, that humanity could rise up and try to stop him. And eventually, when humanity gets to the point where they can overthrow him and he sacrifices himself, it causes something called the scattering, where humanity scatters not just throughout the known universe, but the unknown universe, all throughout the vast expanse infinity that is the universe. As the universe expands, humanity is now in every corner of it. That is Leto's plan to stop Arafel. No matter what happens, no matter what crazy machine the Ixians create, no matter how they fuse what with who, even if they can track every human using the codex throughout the universe, they'll never be able to get everybody. Because the universe is infinite, humanity will have spread infinitely, therefore ensuring our survival. But the God Emperor Leto didn't just stop there. He also had his own breeding program. You see, one of the things about prescience is people with prescient vision cannot see other people with prescient vision. It's something in their genome or their genetic makeup that just makes them invisible to prescience. So what Leto did was he was able to isolate that and use the same breeding program that the Bene Gesserit was using to breed humans with the same genome that he had. By him having this breeding program, he's able to have that gene spread throughout humanity and therefore hide other beings from prescience. So remember that scenario I talked about earlier about the Ixians creating a machine that can merge with humans that have prescience? Even if that machine has prescience and can predict it, because of the genome that we humans have that Leto is creating, which allows us to hide from prescience and allows us to expand and be chaotic, and that's how humanity evolves. And now we're unable to be tracked by prescience. That's a two-pronged plan ensuring that no matter how advanced any threat gets, humanity will always have a chance to survive so long as we as humans are able to procreate and continue to do so. But guys, that's essentially what Arafel is and how to stop it. But let me know your thoughts about Arafel, the whole concept of it all, the concept of stopping apocalypses by mass producing humans to the point where it's almost impossible to wipe out all humans. Now imagine when we eventually colonize Mars and other planets. It's gonna be like that. No matter what happens on Earth, because we're on other planets and other parts of the universe, we're gonna survive. I think that's really cool, but I'd love to hear your thoughts about it in the comment section below, so let me know. And guys, if you liked the video, don't forget to click the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and until next time, peace.